Hi everyone, this is Keyapp platform for app analytics and app keyword promotion. And today we are going to talk about the ways to get into the index for the keywords on Google Play. So just watch this video till the end to find out the methods to make your application indexed. Of course, when we are talking about the indexation process on Google Play, we do understand that the key of success is App Store optimization. When you analyze and choose the keywords and decide which ones should be added to the app text metadata, for example, to app title or full description. But if you watched our previous videos about Google Play or if you worked with this store on your own, you could notice that working with Google Play may be a challenging task. First of all, when we are talking about the indexation on Google Play, it is important to mention that for their algorithm, it is important to see that the application has good metrics, for example, conversion, install rate, user engagement, in-app activity, and so on. And secondly, it is important to mention that the indexation process on Google Play is not so fast as on App Store, for example, where it may take several days. On Google Play, the indexation process may take even several weeks and several iterations, so metadata update, so to get into the index for the keywords finally. But it is needed to remember when you work with Google Play that there are some more ways to get into the index for the keywords, and that's what we are talking about today. If you worked with our platform previously, you know for sure that Keyapp is not only about the keywords promotion. We are doing our best to provide as many as possible services and tools to make the keywords promotion for our clients easier. For example, you may use free App Store optimization tools to check the application for the keywords, to find some new keywords for your app, as well as to check the app positions for the search request in different countries. At the same time, we work with app reputation because we understand how Google Play algorithm works, and we know that for Google Play it is important to see high rating and a lot of positive reviews to get the application to the index for the search request, as well as to keep the app ranks for the particular keywords. But at our service, there is one more option to use, and this option is called CPI Campaign. Actually, in some previous videos, we have already discussed some advantages, some ways to set this campaign at our service. But once again, when we are talking about the mobile application traffic, we remember that it divided into paid traffic and organic traffic. And actually, the app gets organic traffic after some App Store optimization efforts are done. For example, we know that search traffic is organic one, and App Store optimization influences the number of search traffic the application may get. But when we are talking about the paid traffic, and we know that this is the traffic for which we apply some marketing efforts and for which we spend some funds to attract the particular users. And at our platform, you can work not only with the keyword installs, but you may work with paid traffic as well, and it is CPI campaign. Actually, paid traffic may be attracted from different sources, from any ad network, let's say, so from Facebook ads, from Google ads, and so on. But let's be honest, it is known that not all the developers and not all the app marketers have the possibility to create the account on Google ads, for example. While ad traffic, paid traffic is extremely important in indexation process as well, especially if the application is new. So if we are talking about some advantages of CPI campaign, of course, this type of campaign may bring some users to your application, and you do not pay for any clicks, you do not pay for impressions, you pay only for the install. So the ads with your application are shown on different resources, and if users like the app, they just click and download. So in such a way, you get in-app activity. Also, you may use CPI campaign in the cases when you would like to increase the number of downloads on listing page. For example, let's imagine that for now your application has 100 plus downloads reflected on the listing page, and you would like to get 1000 plus. So in such a case, you need to use CPI campaign so users see this number when they enter the app of your application. At the same time, CPI campaign may help to work with category ranking. Of course, we remember that category rankings are influenced by some app metrics as well, but the total number of downloads influence as well. And finally, CPI campaign helps to work with indexation. You remember all the process. So you optimize an app, you add text metadata, app title, short and long description, and after this, Google algorithm checked this text for the keywords and associates this search request with your application. So your app becomes more visible in the search list. But you know that sometimes App Store optimization doesn't work the way we would like it to work. Like new keywords do not appear in the search, the application is not visible, or this process takes a lot of time. Of course, if you optimized an app 1 week passed and you see that no keywords are indexed, that's fine for Google Play. You may wait like 1 week more because it is the average period of time which Google uses to check the application and generate some indexed keywords. But if you say that several weeks already passed and still there are no indexed keywords for your application, it's already high time to proceed with some actions. These actions may be different, and the first thing you would like to do, I suppose, may be the update of text metadata. So when you just change the keywords in title, in short, and full description. So in such a way, you just make Google to start the checking process from the beginning. But there is one more important things which we already discussed is that for Google Play it is extremely needed to see the app metrics to start the indexation process. So when Google algorithm decides to put the app in the search list for the search request or not, they check the metrics as well. So the application should have good conversion rate, at least it should have active users who generate in-app activity, user engagement. So Google said that the application is used, application is popular, and actually it has daily and monthly active users, for example. And how can we get this in-app activity? So to show Google that the application is used and it deserves to be indexed, of course, with some paid traffic. But if you do not have an account on any ad network, you can easily use CPI campaigns at Keyapp. Everything you need to do is just to add the application and go to add CPI campaign. So you do not need additionally create any kinds of accounts on Facebook ads or on Google ads or on any other ad network. Everything you need is just an access to Keyapp platform. How it works, you may check in our previous videos where we explained how to set CPI campaign, how to choose the application, how to choose regions, but in general, CPI campaigns are region targeted. So you may choose which countries you would like your application to be shown on different resources. And here you may ask how this influences the indexation process. We remember about the metrics. We remember that for Google it is important in all the cases, both in indexation or in position keeping, like when you achieve the particular rank for the particular keyword. So let's imagine that you would like to get into the index for the keywords in the United States or in the Canada or in any other tier 1 country. And what you can do, of course, you just go to set CPI campaign. But here you may think that It is needed to set the CPI campaign for the US or Canada as well, but the cost per install in these countries is high because actually both the United States and Canada are the regions of high cost per install, like Australia or the Europe mostly. And you may think that it is needed to set the campaign for the same region. But the advantage is that you may set the campaign for the regions with low cost per install and in such a way show Google that the application is used, it has in app activity, user engagement, and Google will start to generate indexed keywords for other countries as well. So you may like start CPA campaign for Albania, for Brazil, for American Samoa, and so on. And in such a way, when users see the ads with your application, click and download the app, the new indexed keywords will be generated for the United States as well. Course, we do understand that if you would like to get into the index in the United States, it would be either using CPI campaign in the same country. But anyway, if you do not want to spend high budgets, if you do not want to set like $1 as cost per install, you can easily choose low CPI campaign. So you just set for these countries, and while the ads are shown, while some users already download the application, it is needed to follow all the changes in the positions of your application and all the changes in the indexation process. Of course, it may sound illogical because, like, how the application may be indexed in the United States if the CPI campaign is run for another countries, but that the way Google algorithm works, and actually that the methods you may test as app developer to get into the index for the search request. Working with CPI campaigns at Keyapp, there are a lot of advantages that you can set the daily budget by your own. You can set the target cost per install by your own for any region. Of course, we remember that both daily budget and target cost per install influence a lot the success of your CPI campaign. So the higher the daily budget is, the higher the cost per install is, the more chances the application has to be seen by the users on different resources. But if you set, for example, the cost per install as 20, it doesn't mean that all the installs will cost 20 cents. It means that actually that the maximum you are ready to pay for one install, but the install may cost lower, even 10 cents, 5 cents, etc. The same thing is with daily budget. If you set a daily budget as 50, let's imagine, it doesn't mean that all $50 will be spent within one day. It means that the maximum you're ready to spend for one day of your campaign, but the daily budget influences the way your ads are shown. So the higher it is, the more ads may be shown and more users may see your application on the internet. At the same time, you do not need to create any images, etc. Everything you need is just to create the descriptions and headlines for your ads. You can generate them at a platform, or you can add your own. So you do not need to add any pictures, create them. So everything is pretty simple, and you may see that within several seconds, we already set the campaign for user attraction. So that's just the sum up of the campaign, and I would like to repeat one more time. Remember that for Google Play, it is extremely important to see that the application has in-app activity, user engagement, and some conversion rate. And this CPI campaign available at Keyapp will give you all these advantages, because when users see the ad on the internet, they already understand if they like it or not. They may click, just go to Google Play, see the app page, and decide if they would like download or not. In such a way, your application gets the activity, like both impressions and installs. And Google pays a lot of attention to this when it decides to put the application to the index. Time, you do not need to create any additional accounts. You do not need to provide any additional app links, so on. You need just to put the application to Keyapp platform, go to CPI campaign, and create the campaign just within several minutes. And this campaign will give you the advantages such as the increased in-app activity, user engagement, the increased number of downloads, the increased number of downloads on the listing page of your app, and what the more important, it will give your application the indexation. So if you see that your app is not indexed, for example, within 1.5, 2 weeks after the text metadata update, text metadata iteration, it is already needed to proceed with some paid traffic. Yeah, so that the way Google works, and that the way we as app developers and app marketers may help Google to understand that it is needed to put the app in the search. Do not hesitate to test different strategies. Do not hesitate to set different daily budget, different cost per install. You may start with the minimum one if you work with low CPI countries, or you may set like average cost per install like 20-30 cents depending on the countries you work with. You may check our previous video about CPI campaign where we explain how to get which daily budget and which cost per install to set. But do not hesitate to set and to test different strategies. Like, anyway, if you would like to get the indexation in tier 1 countries, start with a CPI campaign at low CPI countries and just follow all the changes with keyword positions. And of course, do not forget that all these changes may be followed at our platform. Everything you need to do to follow the positions just to add the keywords to my keyword section. Actually, all the keywords you have in your keyword research, or you may just add several of them and then use suggest button to get more search requests. At the same time, you can also use smart campaign while the CPI campaign is running, and this will help you to check for which keywords your application is already indexed in the particular countries. So it doesn't mean that if you would like to get the indexation in the US, you need to set like the campaign in the US as well for some paid traffic. Google Play work the way that they need to see in general that the application had the activity, that the application is used, and in such a way algorithm will understand that it is high time to start the indexing of your app. So let's summarize quickly which advantages CPI has. First of all, it can help you to attract users to your application, both if your app is new and if your app is already released some time ago. It can help you to increase in-app activity and user engagement, as well as the number of total downloads and the number of downloads on listing page. And do not forget that CPI campaign can also help to work with category ranking. We remember that category ranking is influenced by app metrics as well, but anyway, the total number of downloads is important as well. And what the more important, that this paid traffic you get from CPI campaign can help you to work with organic traffic, because it can boost the process of indexation. Like the app will be visible for different keywords in different countries after you run CPI campaign. So do not hesitate to test different strategies just to make Google to put your application in the search list for the keywords you would like to be found for. So anyway, if you have some more questions about different types of campaigns and traffic we have, as well as about different types of App Store optimization tools, because do not forget that you can use them completely for free to find the keywords and to analyze the keywords, just contact our support team or your personal manager, or leave any comments here with questions, and we will be happy to assist and tell all the secrets which can help your app to get into the index for the keywords and to occupy top positions for the search request in the search. Just get top positions in the search with Keyapp.